Mbongeni Fakudze is a contemporary fine artist and director at the Fakudze Studios in Johannesburg. His body of work focuses on the contemporary African women, their beauty, their pride, unique stance, but also addresses issues that women face in a society that undergoes a roller coaster ride of a transition from a traditional African culture to a modern democratic society where women enjoy equal rights. He joins us now this morning to share a bit more on his current art pieces. A very good morning to you, Mbongeni. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Morning Live.
Morning, Simpiwa.
The subject of African women is really broad. What does your work aim to say, or what does it aim to address?
Okay, so the work that I do around the theme of African women is it actually is an upliftment to what may be the image of African women in society, as you have stated. What I do is mainly I portray women in a sense where they are head wrapped, and this to me is symbolical, as you know. In African culture, women in head wraps are of an important stature, if I may put it like that. So that's really the theme around the portraits that I do around the theme of women and their role in society. How they've been brought, how society has actually misrepresented women, if I may put it that way.
And it's a good thing. It's a good thing that somebody at least pays tribute to women because of the enormous role they play in our societies, in the family setting, and in our personal lives. So why is it important for you then to highlight the current social or the general issues women are faced with in your work?
Well, on a personal level, it's really a reflection of one's own personal experience. So, in my own life, I found, let me just say, I was brought up by a very strong mother.
Yes.
A very strong matriarchal symbol to me. So, no disrespect. My father was a pretty strong person himself. But I found that my mother was actually quite a strong figure in supporting everyone, and in supporting in making a good livelihood for family.
Yeah.
As you have said. So they play a real critical role. We are all brought up by our mothers mainly. They give life, they nurture life, and so for me it's quite a personal thing. I have so much respect for what my own mother has done. To me, it was just African, often in general, but being in Africa where it's not as easy to accomplish such, you need to pay a lot of respect for the role that they play.
Now, clearly, your mother has played a huge role in your life and she's had enormous influence in your life. So how is your personality reflected in your work then?
I would say then the personality perspective, portraying women like this, sort of says something about how I also feel about women and the role and their role. I would say they are pretty personal because I personally am someone who respects that part of what they do. And yeah, I'd say personally, I'd say it reflects my own view of women, African women. Yes.
And having said that, Mbongeni, what was the best method that you used to sort of gain exposure that allowed you to expand and maintain a reputation over the years?
Sorry, please ask that again.
What was the best method that you used to sort of gain exposure that allowed you to expand and maintain a reputation in the art world over the years?
Well, I'd say primarily it's work ethic and quality of the art that I make. There's a lot of energy goes into it. A lot of the product is really of a high standard. That's the thing. What then has been useful to me is working with galleries. Mm-hmm. I've worked with a few galleries, showed in many places, even around the world. And a lot of people find me on, follow me on my social media platforms.
Okay. Mbongeni, great chatting to you, man. And yeah, just going through some of the images as we see on the screen, they are very, very thought-provoking, and I wish you had more time. But thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Steve.